This might be the most important video you see all day, so please consider it.
66 books, 40 different people wrote it. Over 1,500 years, there's never been a book like that in history. Does that make it the Word of God? No, it just means it's worth considering, because there's never been a book like this. Gives you some reason to consider it over the others. Well, how about history? For hundreds of years, archaeology has used the Old Testament and New to find buildings, to find people, to find civilizations, to find kings that didn't exist or they didn't think they did, and suddenly the Bible said they're there, and they dug it up, and there it was. Does that make it the Word of God? No. It means it's historically accurate. Real people really existed and really wrote down what they saw. It's worth considering. And then a man showed up one day named Jesus. And he said, I'm that guy. And he fulfilled all 300 prophecies. That's impossible. People could say, well, yeah, they just wrote it afterwards and filled it all in. But we know that the first Greek translation of the Old Testament was done 250 years before Jesus was born. So how could they possibly know that he'd be born? How could they possibly know he was going to be crucified when crucifixions didn't even exist as a capital punishment yet? How could they know that he'd be betrayed for 30 pieces of silver 250 years before there was a Jesus? Does it make it the Word of God? No, but it's starting to get close. And then Jesus said he would fulfill these things and did miraculous things to prove I'm not just a guy talking like everybody else. Look what I've done. And then he said this, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to die, and I'm going to come back to life. Nobody's ever done that. And he died, and all those who were with him 3 years ran in fear. And they ran away, and they said, I guess we were wrong. And then something happened. Something happened that made all of these guys come back and be willing to be martyred for one reason. They said this, I saw him die, and I saw him come back. If we all die and there is no God, it's just eternal unconsciousness, you'll never know. But if you're wrong, you'll know for sure. And it's not a gamble anybody should take.
The Bible is real. Jesus Christ is the way. Please look into it. Your eternity depends on it.